Joining me remotely is Colleen Krempulec. She is Managing Partner and Head of Sustainability Brand at Hazelview Investments. She's here to talk about the innovative new project at 7375 Broadway Avenue. Thanks for joining me, Colleen.
Well, thanks for having me.
So let's start things off with a bit of an overview. Can you give us an overview of the project at 7375 Broadway Avenue? What makes it stand out from all the other developments in Toronto?
We're really excited about this project, Vanessa. It's located steps from the Yonge and Eglinton intersection in Midtown Toronto. The project is a bit of a dual development site, if you will. It involves the redevelopment of 75 Broadway Avenue, which consists of retrofitting an existing 10-story 1960s era apartment building, while also building a new development at 73 Broadway Avenue, which is a brand new 38-story residential tower. The main goals of this project are several actually, to expand residential density, modernize aging infrastructure at the older building, improve sustainability site-wide, and enhance the quality of life for residents, both current residents and future residents alike. The project was aiming to address the housing shortage in the city of Toronto by adding new amenity-rich rental housing that's really well connected to public transit, especially being at the Yonge and Eglinton intersection. From the outset, one of our goals was to create a seamless community, treating the two what could have been separate buildings as one integrated site, with shared amenities that were thoughtfully planned to ensure equal access for residents of both the newly built tower and the renovated tower. So that's a quick overview. I could go on, but perhaps we'll get into it in more detail.
Well, it definitely sounds impressive. Now, modernizing an aging infrastructure is no small feat. So what were some of the unique challenges that you faced then in revitalizing the existing property? And of course, how did you overcome them?
No small feat indeed. It was a bit of a Herculean effort, if you will. We actually bolted the new building, the new 38-story tower, onto the existing 10-story building, thereby fusing the two buildings together, which was no small feat and definitely came with challenges, but we were up for the challenge. Maintaining livability during a construction and a project like this was probably one of the toughest challenges. We were retrofitting an occupied building, which presented unique challenges in and of itself, especially ensuring minimal disruption for tenants. We were upgrading HVAC, plumbing, electrical, you name it. So we made plenty of efforts to support residents during the project, including offering rental credits, really acknowledging that this was going to be a disruptive period. And we really wanted folks who had lived in this property for a long, long time to know that they were still welcome to live here. And we accommodated them to the best of our ability. And when we actually had to get into residents' individual apartments, we offered them several options to accommodate them during that time, either moving into new units, temporarily housing them in furnished units while the work was being done in their apartment until they were able to move back. So I would say that one of the biggest challenges was indeed supporting residents during this time. They were patient with us, and we did a lot to help ensure that they were comfortable during the period of construction.
So the development goal or goals were to expand residential density in the area. So how did the project balance that goal while also enhancing the quality of life for both the new and existing residents?
That's right, Vanessa. The expansion of residential density was important so that we could move forward with building new amenity-rich rental units to help address the city's housing shortage. But we had a focus on purpose-built rental units that really was focused on enhancing livability. We had a seamless and inclusive integration between the two buildings, like I had mentioned. The two buildings are integrated, so they've got shared amenities, which really creates what we believe will be a unified community where residents from both the renovated tower and the new tower have equal access to all those resources. So there's shared spaces like a rooftop patio with community gardens for folks to to get their hands dirty in, a co-working center, a fitness facility with Peloton equipment and programming. We even have a kids' play space and plenty of areas for community gatherings. That was all designed to enhance community well-being and to help foster connection. We're also going to be introducing, once the doors are open, we're also going to be introducing new programming and perks like access to Maple Healthcare for all the residents, with the thought that both the built environment and the programming that we offer are designed with resident quality life in mind. The apartments themselves, if I can speak to some of the work that we did in the apartments themselves, they all have individual climate control for both heat and air conditioning, which if you've ever lived in a 1960s era apartment building, you know that that's not common. So we've invested in adding that to the older building. The upgraded heating and water systems will allow for more efficient utility usage, therefore reducing utility bills. Again, all of those little efforts, well, not so little, were really done with resident quality and comfort of life in mind.
Now, according to the research that I did, the development is setting a new standard for energy efficiency in rental homes. So what role does certifications like LEED, WELL, or Net Zero play in the process, and how do they influence the final product?
Thanks for asking that, Vanessa. We're really proud of the sustainability performance of both the new building and the retrofitting of the older building. The new building has been designed and built to LEED standards because we feel that is the right thing to do. The existing building is being retrofitted to deliver 95% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, which is a tricky thing to do in some of these older buildings. The buildings will meet Toronto Green Building Standards. And then once operational, the entire site, both buildings together, will be green building certified through the CRB and Living Green program, which requires properties to meet 10 environmental standards, which are designed to promote environmental responsibility and sustainability, specifically in multi-residential apartment buildings. Criteria include having an environmental policy, water product standards, electrical product standards, focus on indoor air quality standards, a focus on infrastructure that supports good waste reduction, reuse, and recycling standards, that sort of thing. So from design to build to operational, we've had sustainability at the forefront of our thinking the entire time.
So now, as you look ahead, Colleen, what do you hope this project inspires in terms of future developments in the city of Toronto?
I really believe that this project could inspire future developments to really think about urban planning with innovation in mind. Not every site, well, every site is not created equal. We believe that there is opportunity in every site, and if you just really look harder and think harder about how to optimize, every square foot of what we have within this city, that innovative urban planning can surface really community-oriented design. We've got a shared rooftop. We've got seamless integration between old and new. I mean, we physically bolted two buildings together to create a unified site. We believe that this project can inspire really innovative architectural design. What I don't believe I've mentioned is that when we fuse the two sites together, the architecture of the new building has a cantilevered facade, which comes up at the 10th floor and cantilevers over the older building, all the way from the 10th floor to the 22nd floor, which offers a really striking architectural exterior, which we believe brings a real interest to the neighborhood, architecturally speaking, and it blends the old and the new in a really harmonious way. So we believe a couple of those things could inspire future developments in the neighborhood or citywide.
Well, I want to thank you, Colleen, for sharing these exciting details on the Broadway Avenue project with us. It's inspiring to see the innovative and sustainable projects that are shaping Toronto's housing future. I hope that we can hear about more similar projects from you and others in the future.
Thank you so much for having me and for your interest in the project.
We'll be right back.